What is Gucci YouTube? It's your boy Black Uchiha 3 long face skinny body, and we are back, still black, with some more fire Boruto anime manga content. Now before we get into the video, y'all know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, smash the like button, share the video with your friends, and keep running it out. I'm enjoying the interaction my channel has been getting lately, so let's keep it up, positive vibes only. And then join the Discord. Yes sir, ski. All my real Uchihas are in the Discord, and we be having real Uchiha discussions up in there. But let's get into the business.
9 mountains and 8 seas make one world. 1,000 worlds make one chiliocosm. 1 chiliocosm to the power of 3, and there's nothing I can't cut.
Okay, so the manhunt for Kawaki is officially underway, and it is going up, and it's gonna be stuck until we get some type of conclusion. Now, looking at everything from Shikamaru's perspective, that only makes sense because now Naruto is gone. Regardless of how we, the audience, may look at it, no Kurama Naruto. In verse, it's like Naruto Uzumaki, the Naruto Uzumaki. You mean that guy? Yes, he is no longer in the picture. So Shikamaru has his hands full, even in situations where we see my guy Sasuke pulling up like the G he is, in order to make sure things are staying straight and in orderly fashion. Because now that Naruto's chakra signature cannot be traced in this world, everybody is going to be thrown into a frenzy, especially the other great nations, including the 5 great shinobi villages. So now, looking at everything from Shikamaru's perspective, last chapter, at the end of chapter 78, he clearly stated that they are not resting, they are not recuperating, they are not regrouping. Everybody is fanning out, and everybody is continuing and expanding the search for Kawaki, for the mere fact that not only is Kawaki sending Naruto and Hinata away, the first lady and the Hokage of the village, but a very key figure right now in being Boruto Uzumaki, with it already being stated that since Sasuke no longer has his Rinnegan, Boruto is the only person who can benefit the shinobi world, i.e. Konoha village, in terms of space-time ninjutsu, teleportation, dealing with enemies such as the Otsutsuki clan and Code himself. It's already been stated in that case in terms of Boruto's significance in harnessing his karma power. So we understand that case right there, right? So on top of that, he's Naruto's son. And then on top of that, according to Boruto, he had the whole Momoshiki thing under control, but understanding the way that the ninjas will go, especially those who are fond of Boruto, that's going to be a problem they'll deal with when that problem arises, rather than Kawaki, who wants to nip it in the bud before it becomes and sprouts into some type of crazy ass Otsutsuki bloom. My guy Momoshiki is really out here plotting and planning and planning and plotting on the low. You know what I'm saying? No Drizzy Drake pun intended, but he's out here making moves, and Kawaki's like, yeah, that's the dude that got to go. So anybody trying to kill my groove, I'm gonna stop your flow as well. And you see how he tried to cut off Sarada's blood circulation right there before Boruto ultimately came in and turned into Zoro 2.0 with Guy Kawaki practicing his badminton swings, right? So everything is being put into full motion, and Shikamaru has no choice but to continue this extensive search for this man Kawaki, because if things die down here, that's only going to allow Kawaki more time to plan, more time for Kawaki to be more effective, and not only that, but more time for Kawaki to get used to his karma. So it's been stated not just by Amato, but others around the village. Kawaki, yes, being the strongest person that he is right now, that is true, but however, his power is still growing, and on top of that, he is still getting used to it and learning how to, become compatible with this new full-fledged karma seal that he has. So Shikamaru has to take advantage of the moment at hand, where this is only going to be the most ineffective Kawaki that they have from this point moving forward. Any more time into the future from the present, right now, Kawaki is only going to get stronger. Kawaki is only going to get more used to his karma seal. So it definitely makes sense as to why this manhunt for Kawaki is definitely underway. Now, there's 2 things that I want to also bring up in terms of this search for Kawaki that ultimately venture off into their own video. Don't mind that. I have those videos in the works right now. So one of the things that we're going to talk about is Seijimo Mitsuki popping up in the next Boruto chapter. And we already seen this occur in Boruto's flash forward scene, in his little future vision that we seen Boruto have in, I believe, chapter 75, where we see Seijimo Mitsuki and where we see the active search for Kawaki underway. So just from that mere scene right there, it should give us the idea that this won't be the end. Chapter 78, I'm referring to the end of the climactic moments that have been going underway within these last few chapters. Mere so, as Momoshiki said, the GOAT, only the start and only the beginning of everything that is ultimately kicking the ball into high gear. So this guy, Mitsuki, activates his Sage Mode in the Boruto manga for the first time. We see it in the Flash Forward scene. So how much anger or how much, willingness will Mitsuki actually be willing to go through in order to showcase not just that Sage Mode to Kawaki, but regardless of whoever else is around, understanding the secrets and how sensitive Orochimaru especially wants Mitsuki to be when it comes to handling said Sage Mode. But we see Mitsuki's Sage Mode, and there's so many secrets revolving around that Sage Mode that it just baffles me to the point where people don't believe that a Sage Mode Mitsuki can stack up to the strongest of the strongest Otsukis for the mere fact that we haven't seen this type of Sage power in these stories. So they have free reign to do with it whatever you want, right? So understanding someone like Kashin Koji, who activates a Sage Mode that ultimately puts him on par with it Ishiki. Just because you're on par with someone doesn't mean you can box them. But giving it up for Kashin Koji, because he landed more hits on Ishiki than Naruto and Sasuke combined ever did, because they never landed a punch on that man until Baryon Mode popped up. Kashin Koji landed 2 to 3 hits, solid hits, and also got a clever, situation with Ishiki getting caught in the middle of these Eternal Flames and a massive giant Rasengan. So a Sage Mode can do a lot, especially now that we're talking about Mitsuki's Sage Mode. But now the other thing that is going to be very key inside of this search for Kawaki, because when you're taking away Boruto out the picture, you take away Sasuke out the picture, right? Obviously, Damon isn't going to be playing part of this because right now he's busy on playing tag with Himawari, even though Himawari's crying in the corner like the orphan she is currently, right? But you take away all of those figures, the only other person that can, like on paper, stand up against Kawaki, and I say on paper because it has to be on paper. We know that even though I said all of this, Sage Mode Mitsuki right now shouldn't be able to stand up to Kawaki, especially a horned Kawaki, right? But on paper, he is the best bet. He is the best solution in order to confront this man. Now, the second thing that I will be venturing off into discussing, which will have its own video, is the idea of will Ada help not Kawaki, but help to capture Kawaki. And I've seen a lot of people already discuss no brainer. Yes, Kawaki is going to team up with Ada, no brainer. And it makes a lot of sense. And there's a whole lot of things that you can connect into why Kawaki should team up with Ada in terms of just from Kawaki's side. How are you going to target every single Otsutsuki in existence, including the ones that are on Earth, if you can't, pinpoint their locations? Are you going to just simply travel to every single dimension that your karma still allows you to travel to in order to find these Otsutsukis? Which will be very hard for me to believe someone as smart as Kawaki, who understands the decisions that he's making, and not only that, but the burden that they will carry, has no backup or contingency plan in that factor. But understanding someone like Ada will be able to provide him with solid, reliable intel in order to pinpoint other Otsutsuki members. So it makes sense. And just from Ada's side, we understand she just wants to be with Kawaki because he's an Otsutsuki and he doesn't fall for her ability. Now, in cases where we already seen Ada's character develop, we see that it's much more than just a romantic relationship, rather a regular relationship, just life in general. She wants things to be normal for her. So valuing something like a friendship between Sarada and Sumire would be something very key and integral for Ada's character, right? So going back into last chapter, if Ada is so infatuated with Kawaki himself, not the idea of Kawaki, we have to separate those two, right? But Kawaki himself, why would one go to such extreme lengths in order to veer into the past to view Kawaki's conversation with Naruto, veer and watch Kawaki do the things that he did to Naruto and Hinata, and not only that, tell them that, oh, this is exactly what went down, even though she doesn't understand how Kawaki sealed them away. She describes it and explains it as best as she can. It's like this some type of black vortex he sent them through. I don't know what the hell happened. On top of which, she's even trying to pinpoint and find Kawaki, with Shikamaru steadily asking, where is this man? And she's saying, well, I can't necessarily exactly see him because he's shrunken down to a small size. So once he reappears, I'll be able to find this man, no problem, right? Ada is helping the Hidden Leaf out, no issues whatsoever in the midst of everything that's going down. So I don't find it hard to believe that Ada just rides the backseat for the time being, in terms of maybe her feelings for Kawaki doesn't fade away, but ultimately she sees the situation and views it as like, me going off of Kawaki right now ultimately doesn't benefit me. Me staying in a hidden leaf, not only does she have an unmaxed out credit card, but she can basically do anything, say anything she wants, and also she can build up Boruto to be the shining prince that he can be, that she ultimately envisioned Kawaki to be. So there's a very solid plan B right there for Ada that ultimately helps me to believe that she might just help in capturing Kawaki. But just back to focusing on Kawaki, this manhunt is gonna be crazy. Chapter 79 is gonna kick things off with an insane type of level of like intensity, insane type of level of all of the things that we are expecting to go down ever since Kawaki has just officially got the ball rolling. Now Kawaki is back in the driver's seat in terms of pushing the story forward. When the minute he showed up with his karma seal, he had that driver's seat, and then once he lost his karma seal, we've seen where that ultimately put him in the back seat, whereas other focuses and other things became the integral moments of the story. Now we have Kawaki taking back that mantle and honestly doing it much better than he did in the past. So I'm really excited to see how this shit get down, and I'm pretty sure y'all could tell from my voice, but the manhunt for Kawaki is very, very much underway. It's your boy Black Shit 3. Let me know how y'all feel about this in general. Comment below, share the video with your friends, holla at your boy. I'ma holla at y'all. Black Shit out. Yes sir, ski.
Hey, can we take a trip to the sky? Show them that our limit's too high.
Cocoa butter hips on the waistline. She said